Hello, welcome to this week's video. So we're going to talk about how do you get your skin to glow more and why some people are using really good quality vitamin A and skincare, but they're not seeing that beautiful, healthy, radiant glow. They might be seeing dry, flaky, irritated skin, and they might give up because they feel like it's not doing what all these people are telling them that vitamin A does for the skin. So a couple little things I want you to remember: that our skin, it's a waterproofing organ. What does that mean? Think of duck's feathers. It truly is designed very intelligently to keep things out. So we are very privileged living in the last several years. Science has come a long way in skin, particularly in biochemistry, when it comes to making molecule structures and combining ingredients in ways that have ability to biohack, which means they can get through that waterproofing structure. But I always tell my clients it's a little bit like fitness. When you're unfit and you start doing a particular regime, it's very hard at the start and you sort of get a little bit of downtime. You might get muscle pain and so forth, but then you persist and that passes, and then you hit a plateau, and then you need to adjust it, your training, whether it be the intensity or the intervals, or the weight, so you can start seeing progression again. That is our skin. Our skin, it's a living organism. It has a sensory system. It's so intelligently designed that I've been studying the skin for so long now, and I still am learning. And that's probably why I'm still doing it. The skin, it's a sensory organ in the sense that also what we eat, how we live, how we sleep, all affects our skin. So I like to look at the whole body opposed to just the skin. But when we're talking about manipulating getting your vitamin A in, that's why we have to start fixing the outer layers. Think of an onion. You got to peel the outer layers, and then you're going to start to get to the root cause. So if we're all walking around with a level of vitamin A deficiency, and the skin, it's kind of like this waterproofing structure, and you just start piling vitamin A on. If that's my skin structure here, how is that going to penetrate? Not very well. So I need to figure out ways to kind of manipulate the skin to help the vitamin A to get in. Otherwise, a lot of that active ingredient is sitting outside, and it's very likely it's going to be irritating the skin. So basically our skin, in the living layer, the dermal cells store different types of vitamin A. And we don't want all retinol, we don't want all palmitate, and we don't want all of the esters in equal ratios. We want to be bringing in, the goal is to experience all of them. And our skin has this beautiful metabolism to convert what it needs into what it can store. But the skin cells at the base has little receptor sites. So if that's your skin cell, it's got these little receptor sites. And once you've been irradiated with a lot of light and pollution and free radicals, and we haven't been putting the vitamin A back in, usually what you're going to find is you got this deficiency, and those receptor sites have gone to sleep. So when you start putting vitamin A on, we just need to wake up these receptor sites, and they will regrow. So that's why it's a marathon and not a sprint, because you have to use some wisdom. So for example, when I start with a new client, I'm usually looking at how you're cleansing the skin. Are you ripping off your barrier, or are you working with your natural ecosystem? Because if that barrier isn't present, the skin feels very stressed, and you're going to see very much a combination skin. Even the other day, I had a client who'd been on the program a super long time, and some of her oil was coming up, when she's prone to be an oily skin and she doesn't like that shiny look. And you can see her pores are starting to stretch out. And a couple little other problems were occurring, that very deep problems within the skin, which is telling me that the vitamin A is not getting in. Even though she's using great skincare, she's having regular appointments. And we found it was actually her roller had become quite blunt. So once that tip loses it's sort of like a knife, you use your knife a lot, eventually it goes a bit blunt. And we replaced the roller and we went on an upgrade, we went up to a gold. And then I saw her the next treatment and wow, what a difference. It was intense. And I had to actually tell her one of her products she needed to back off because it was being way too effective. And we needed to slow down that cell turnover. So sometimes you need to look at how is your skin absorbing, and that's why everyone is different. But it's really trying to grasp that idea that how do I use my products to get the most out of them. And when it comes to vitamin A, I do think you need someone to guide you with it because it is complicated. Every skin's different. Now, I've been on the program the longest that I know of all my clients, and my skin does plateau out and a lot of my old problems start coming back out. And that's why I have to use a particular treatment style where I do a medical needling course with combined other therapies, which takes me as 5 separate treatments in one. And that's what I often do a lot annually for more advanced students. And what that does is it sets my skin up for just amazing penetration for a year. So I do 6 sessions, and then for 12 months, I just can really access my antioxidants, peptides, and vitamin A. And I can just see all my other treatments are just accelerating and working really well. Our skin does break down as we age. So it doesn't mean that we have to accept that. We can age very, very gracefully and very, very healthily by repairing that deficiency. And it doesn't mean doing more. Sometimes I meet clients that are just using so much skincare that's just sitting up on top and they're still getting their same problems. So sometimes it's actually tailoring it, coming back to basics, and always finding is what is the root cause. So making a plan to actually improve the penetration of the products and not going too fast that you're causing irritation, but you're going fast enough that you're seeing constant progression in the skin. That's what we want. We want constant progression, because if you're just putting vitamin A on and sunscreen every day and the skin isn't improving, we probably need to tweak something. And sometimes that tweak could be just like a peptide toner. It could be just something simple for you to push that through, or it could be an internal thing where you've got a deficiency or need to make a lifestyle change. And that little adjustment is the exciting part, because then you see, wow, it did work. So skin is a very intelligent organ, and remember, it's designed to be waterproof. So always learn to use your products wisely and to become more. My goal is to teach you how to be more intelligent with your skincare. What is it doing? And not just keep replacing the same thing, changing it up. As the seasons change, so should we. And it's really good to have a goal. So anyway, so that's my reason why a lot of people maybe aren't getting the most out of their skincare. Sometimes it mightn't be absorbing very well, and you might need a little help there. So any questions, let me know, and have a wonderful day. Bye.